tell me some of the key features of the National Disaster Management Act.
What were the areas or what were the themes, sub-themes which you covered in your first essay? Come Ashfaq, please take seat.
Good morning.
Ashfaq is from Hyderabad, Rangareddy district?
Yes, sir, Rangareddy district.
Okay. And his optional is economics?
Yes.
And he is a student from SRCC? Okay.
Yes.
And this is your fourth attempt?
Yes, sir, this is my fourth attempt and it's my first
interview. Very well. And you are fond of, I had a glimpse of it, Hyderabadi cuisines.
Yes,
Since
sir.
you are from Hyderabad.
Yes.
Okay. And you are also been in various organizing activities.
Yes, sir.
And so we will take forward from that. Ashfaq, what were your essay subjects when you wrote the essay in the month of, in the last GS? 2 essays you must have written.
Yes, sir.
So what were the subjects?
The first essay I wrote on thinking. Thinking is like a game and it doesn't start unless there is an opposite team.
Until there is an opposite team.
Yes, sir.
So can you please quickly tell the panel in 3 or 4 points what were the areas or what were the themes, sub-themes which you covered in your first essay?
Okay, sir. The themes I covered in the essay were how 2 different types of thinkings are required. When they interact with each other, something else is developed. For example, we have different types of philosophies in India. The Shankaracharya's philosophy and also the Charvaka's school of philosophy. When these 2 philosophies interact, when the ideas get exchanged, then something further is developed. So this is how thinking happens. Even in science, when Newton discovered the gravity, that is how the science got developed when experiments were done about it. So basically, thinking is like a game.
Okay.
So even when we talk about chess, when a player has to strategize his or her moves, he or she needs to know that the opposite player's strategy, she needs to predict it. So unless and until there is no opposite player, the player himself cannot predict the moves.
So I'll stop you and ask you, what is Queen's Gambit?
A Queen's Gambit is an opening in chess where the player tries to sacrifice his pawn as to deceive the opposite player and take an advantage using the queen, opening the front pawn.
Very well. And what was the second essay all about?
Okay, sir. The second essay which I wrote was about society, a society which is just, doesn't require charity. So this was the essay topic.
Okay, and quickly 2-3 points in that, main theme of that, the essence, the substratum.
Sir, a society that is developed, that has equal distribution of resources, that has equal allocation of resources, doesn't need to depend on charity for allocation. Suppose we have a very less inequality in a society, then we don't need charitable organizations, we don't need NGOs to make sure that the people who are at the lower level are also uplifted and brought on an equal platform.
Okay, so in economics you must have read B.B. Rostow?
Yes, sir, I did read in the development economics.
Okay, so if developmental economists are given more say in the formulation of economic theory, economic policies, do you think the India will be better off?
So, for the betterment of India, we do need development economics, but apart from that, we also need other kinds of economics like the macroeconomics that is required so that the macroeconomic variables are managed And indeed, sir, development economics plays a very crucial role. Especially, we have seen that there is a very high level of inequality in India.
Okay. So what do you have to say about laissez-faire? Can market lead to all the rational outcomes if markets are left free?
So, in traditional economic theory, it is assumed that if everything is if ceteris paribus, if everything remains constant, then markets do lead to efficient allocation of resources, and they do lead to efficiency. But sir, in the case of India and in the case of other developing economics, we have something called externalities in markets that prevents markets from allocating and to moving towards
so
efficiency.
A two-line precise definition of externality. What is it?
So externality is something, externalities of two types. I will tell about positive externality. If a firm is, or if an individual is doing something and as a result of that action.
Copyright, for instance?
Yes, sir.
That is a positive externality.
Positive externality.
And negative?
Negative externality is as a result of one person's actions, some other group of people are having negative consequences.
So basically,
example, pollution.
So basically the component of uncompensated consequences remain the theme.
Yes, yes, sir.
Uncompensated consequences remain uncompensated. Okay. And very quick one on what is information asymmetry?
Yes, asymmetric information is when we do have two players in the market, buyers and sellers. When one of the side is having
more information,
more advantage regarding the information, in such case we call the situation as asymmetric information.
Okay, thank you.
So, what's your favorite subject?
Ma'am, in general or within economics?
In general or economics, both?
Of course, my favorite subject is macroeconomics, ma'am.
Microeconomics.
Macro.
Macro?
Yes,
okay. Okay. So, have you gone through the newspaper today?
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't get time to read newspaper today.
No. So, if I ask you what were the headlines, you will not be able to tell.
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't get time to read newspaper today.
Okay. What do you feel about the equality of women?
Ma'am, gender equality, it is paramount for any nation to move towards progress. Doesn't matter if a nation achieves a high GDP growth rate, if the gender equality is not present in the economy or in the society, then we will have consequences such as we will have less women representation in political field, and also within families women will not have more say. So gender equality is required in terms of employment, in terms of political representation, or also in terms of social participation.
Okay, but there are certain physical differences which limit the lady or the females to participate in certain activities. What do you say of that?
Ma'am, biologically speaking, it has been proved that studies have proved that females do have certain
limitations.
Certain limitations. But ma'am, recently we have seen that women are actively participating. Especially, we have seen that they are also participating in armed forces. So I don't think, ma'am, that will be a limitation for women to do any type of activity.
Do you have any idea what is the percentage of women who have gone to the field in the armed forces?
No, ma'am, I am not aware of the percentage, but we do have seen recently that women are joining armed forces.
Okay. So you have studied economics also?
Yes.
So just explain to me in layman's terms, what is fiscal deficit?
Ma'am, fiscal deficit is the amount of borrowings that the government has taken.
Has it been increasing over the years?
Ma'am, in 2020, unfortunately, we have experienced COVID-19 pandemic. In that case, the government has to carry out extraneous fiscal expenditure to support the society, especially the downtrodden people and the weaker sections. So we have seen that the government has the fiscal deficit of the government has risen. It is almost 9.4. It was at 9.4% during the COVID pandemic.
Can we take any steps to reduce the fiscal deficit?
Yes, ma'am. The 15th Finance Commission has suggested certain steps through which we can reduce fiscal deficit. It has suggested fiscal consolidation, like cutting out subsidies that are not targeted properly, and also cutting out populist policies that are only carried by government for the benefit of vote banks.
What do you think about the blockchain technology?
Blockchain is an emerging technology. It is beneficial over other types of technologies, ma'am, because it is one-to-one encrypted and the technology is not centralized. It works on a decentralized, it works on the basis of decentralization, where the information is spread to various nodes in the network, and it is validated by so many people, like it is peer-to-peer validated.
Okay. What do you understand by balance of payments?
Balance of payments, ma'am, it refers to the nation's exports, imports, and the flows of capital from in and out the economy. The sum of the total flows and the sum of the total net tradables is the balance of payments.
What is India's position?
Ma'am, India is currently having a current account deficit, as in we export very less and the imports are higher than exports. So in terms of current account we have a deficit, whereas in terms of capital account we do have a positive aspect where we are getting very high FDI inflows. So this is the current position of India's balance of payments.
Just last question.
Yes.
If you were to take one step to bring down corruption in the public affairs, what would that be?
Ma'am, firstly, I personally believe the corruption can be reduced with the use of technology. Technology plays a very important role. When we introduce technology in administration, transparency increases and there will be less chances available with the participating agents to involved in corruption, and the public can hold them accountable.
Okay, thank you.
Who told you to choose your career?
Sir, it was my personal decision.
Your personal choice. And who gave you your religion?
Sorry, sir.
Who gave you your religion?
Religion. Sir, I did not have a choice to choose my religion.
Right, you didn't have a choice, but you felt that it was important to make a choice for your career.
Yes.
Now let me propose to you something.
Yes.
Suppose I said the same thing, that a lot of people change their religion for reason A, B, C, D from one to another. If we had a philosophy in India, or if I was to recommend a philosophy, that till 18 years nobody will have any religion, and having seen the world for 18 years, then he'll decide to be A, B, C, D. What is your view on this?
Sir, I don't think it's a good policy because religion is a very important aspect in a person's life. Especially during childhood, religion helps in development of the social character of the person. So if we do not have any religion till 18, then that can be detrimental to the individual's character. But sir, however, if the person has certain religion till 18, and if we empower them to decide post 18 that post attaining the age of 18, such that they think in a way that they are able to decide which religion they can follow, that would be a better policy.
Okay. And how important is religion to you? How has it made a difference to you in life?
Personally, sir, religion did have a certain kind of impact in my life.
Positive or negative?
It did have both positive and negative impacts.
Okay. Have you heard of a gentleman called Mustafa Kemal Ataturk?
No, sir.
He was the first president of, we actually converted from Turkey from Ottoman, it was an Ottoman Empire based on kings, to republic the first thing he did was he converted Azan and Quran into Turkish language. His logic was to have Azan in a language which people don't hear and understand is of no meaning.
Yes.
What do you think of this concept to be done in India?
Definitely, sir. In Turkey, the azan is given in Turkish language. Unlike in India, our azan is still given in Arabic language, and most of the people do not understand the meaning of azan.
Yeah, so
So I think it would be a good step if azan is given in a language. Basically, it is a call of prayer, sir. So if people understand that why azan is given, then maybe
even
that will be
reading out
effective.
Quran in Arabic, if a chap doesn't understand, he's only shaking his head and, you know. that
Yes,
makes
sir.
sense.
Even the prayers, the performs in the masjid, everything happens in Arabic. And
Okay. Now, let's say you have a sister,
yes, I do have an elder sister.
elder sister. Now, she's of marriageable age. She has to be married, and you told her that tomorrow the family will come to see her. And when the family comes in, and when you go to ask her to come to the drawing room to have a chat,
Yes.
she says, I won't marry him, I want to conduct the same-sex marriage. I have another girlfriend, I want to marry her and live my life with her.
Yes.
How will you respond? How will your family respond?
So, marrying someone is a personal choice and it is part of their privacy. So, firstly, I will make sure that she is making that decision in total consciousness and she is not being forced to do so. And if once I gain her confidence, I will try to convince my family, I'll try to convince my dad that this is the case.
Okay, so you write blogs on women rights.
Yes, sir, I do.
How do you assess women rights in your religion, generally in terms of what it should be?
So, theoretically, Islam provides an equal status for both men and women. But however, sir, practically that is not the case because Muslims in India, especially women among the Muslims, are very disadvantaged position. They have been the victim of patriarchy and other social norms that have restricted their empowerment.
Have you, since you have these liberal views, have you been able to make a difference in your own family?
Yes, I was able to make a difference, especially in my sister's case. She was married and she was not comfortable with her partner, so she wanted to have a divorce. So I played a key role in convincing my family to support her decision.
Okay. There's one woman, she's only the third recipient of the Nobel Prize in Economics for an issue related to women's participation in labor force.
Yes, sir.
Do you know her name?
Yes, sir. She is Miss Claudia Golding.
Claudia Golden. And how does that apply to India, her findings?
Sir, Miss Claudia Golding, she collected data from various economies and she also did collect data from Indian economy. And she found that basically the policies that support women's participation in economy, in employment, are detrimental and they instead restrict it. In India's case, the urbanization that is happening and in urban areas particularly, when we see that the average per capita income of men is increasing due to the policies taken by the government, and even though we have policies in place to encourage women to enter into the employment field, we have seen that they are getting restricted because of the point that the average per capita income of man is increasing.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Ashfaq, you're a student of economics, you've had a lot of training in it. What is behavioral economics?
So behavioral economics is one of the prominent field in economics and it is being discussed recently a lot. It basically studies the behavior of a person, how he or she manages the scarce resources available with him. Basically it studies the behavioral aspect. What forces a consumer to take a decision, what forces a producer to decide the allocation that is needed.
What is nudge theory?
So Nash theory is part of game theory.
No, not Nash theory, nudge theory.
Nudge theory. Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of nudge.
Okay. Do you know who came up with the idea, the foundational ideas of behavioral economics?
No, sir, sorry, sir.
I'll give you a hint. This gentleman was given the Nobel for economics.
I'm not able to recall, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you, what is good governance? Where does this term come from?
So I don't exactly know where does the term come from, but good governance, the basic concept of good governance is that citizens are able to access the services provided by the government by actively participating in the process and without any hindrances, and their grievances get resolved easily.
Can you name some initiatives of the government of Telangana which are akin to or aligned with good governance?
Yes, the government of Telangana has taken many steps towards good governance. Especially, it has tried to encourage the participation of citizens through bringing citizens charter. So, for example, the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation has bought a citizens charter that encourages them to file grievances on their portal, and it gets resolved within a limited time. And also, sir, through MeSeva, the government has digitized the process of obtaining certificates, caste certificates, birth certificates, and other kinds of services. And MeSeva is also instrumental. MeSeva plays a central role in Telangana's good governance schemes.
Okay. What were the main recommendations of the Administrative Reforms Commission? Can you name any three?
Yes, the Administrative Reforms Commission recommended reforms in various fields. One of it was in the field of corruption, in the field of it recommended that technology must be adopted so that the corruption is reduced. Secondly, sir, in the field of sir, I'm not able to recall.
That's fine. Okay, Ashfaq. GST.
Yes, sir.
It's a big, huge, tremendous transformation in our country. It's happening now. It happened recently. What are the challenges which the new regime faces, the GST regime?
So GST was introduced in 2017 with an aim of having a one nation, one tax system. It's subsumed under it most of the indirect taxes and the state and central taxes have been combined. But sir, the major issue with GST is that we have different slabs, and there is no proper rationalization within slabs. And also, sir, there is also cases of fake invoices under GST which have been rising, and the government has taken steps like e-way bill to stop that. But even then, there is some issue in that field. And also, sir, there are consumers. There are producers also who have not been registered under GST. They are facing a problem because the reverse charge mechanism which was promised in the GST Act has not been implemented till now.
Okay, what is the reverse charge mechanism?
Reverse charge mechanism is something when a seller deals with a buyer who is not registered in the GST. The seller has the obligation on behalf of the buyer to file the GST with the government.
Okay. Tell me, there is still the presence of left-wing extremism in the country,
Sir,
in and around the area of Telangana also.
yes, sir.
What are the reasons? Why does it exist?
So, particularly speaking about Telangana, the left-wing extremism has reduced to a greater extent recently, especially after this formation of separate state, because we have seen that the Naxalism and the people who propagate it have been actively participating in politics. But in certain cases, in certain regions, it still exists. Those are called the red zones. Even the Election Commission declared recently such zones. Majorly it is because the development policies that the government is taking have failed to reach those areas.
All right. Can you tell me some of the key features of the National Disaster Management Act?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
That's fine. What is the main agricultural produce of Telangana?
Sir, Telangana produces paddy, maize. These two crops contribute to major part of Telangana's agriculture produce.
All right. And what is the status of women in Telangana?
So, overall, Telangana has a very low literacy rate, especially among females. And the sex ratio in Telangana is less than the national average. The status of women as far the female labor force participation in Telangana is also very less compared to the national average, except the areas, urban areas like Hyderabad and Warangal, where we have seen recently that the women participation has increased.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
That's a nice suit you're wearing. Which
Thanks.
brand is that?
So, it is a local brand.
Okay.
It's not in.
You got it stitched
Yes, sir, I got it stitched.
in Hyderabad?
No, sir, in Delhi only.
Delhi has fabulous tailors. Very well. So to begin with the basic things, very general. The greeting etiquette is you greet the chairman, if
Yes.
and if there is a lady panelist also, then the chairman and the chairperson and the lady.
Yes.
If the lady happens to be the chairperson, then only lady, and acknowledge everybody else
Okay, sir.
with a nod and smile. Okay. Instead of each one, good morning, good afternoon, ma'am, and sir, and sir, and sir, and sir. That's not required.
Okay. Sir.
Okay. Your dress is perfectly fine. You're wearing black shoes and black dark socks.
Yes, sir, black socks.
Black socks.
Yes.
Okay. And your tie is fine. The tip of the tie should be touching the belt.
Yes, sir.
है ना? Long enough. Okay. And your sitting posture is fine. A bit of a gesticulation is perfectly normal. There is no requirement to sit like a robo and act like one, which is being perhaps, different experts have different opinions, but it is perfectly fine. You be your natural self.
Yes.
You can be a little more relaxed and smile a little bit once in a while. There is no harm. There is no tax on that.
Yes, sir. Sure. This
Okay.
was my first mock, so I was little
problem,
anxious.
No problem, no problem. Now, I must ask you, what is your own assessment about your own performance on a scale of 1 to 10?
So I would rate 6 because I think I would have done lot better than this.
I think you have slightly underestimated yourself. We would rate you around above the 6.
Okay. Sir.
But you have the ability to reach 8 also. We could clearly see.
Yes.
You can reach 8 and then secure a very high rank. Okay, we are
Yes.
very confident that you will do well. But why not strive for, 8 out of or 9 out of 10? Why not 10?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay, so that is that. And so basically UPSC is asking or testing you at all levels, at all stages, for your mental alertness, for your critical thinking, your logical and rational thinking, and ethical thinking. Many questions will be posed to you, the situational question, just to test you how you respond under stress or in a difficult situation with the no cut and dried solutions.
Yes, sir.
Some personal questions, some questions related to faith also
Yes, sir.
may be asked. So you come out with flying colors. Your approach was very, very ethical, very secular, and very moral. So there should not be any problem. I
Yes.
think you handled those things very well.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and all the 7 parts of your GS, static syllabus as well as the current affairs pertaining to those, that is Indian economy, history by way of excavations and findings and other things, and litigations on many historical issues.
Yes, sir.
You should keep abreast of. Similarly, about polity, the success / failure of parliamentary system of democracy in India, with juxtaposed with what is happening in parliament, disqualification of members of opposition for a certain type of behavior.
Yes.
Supreme Court adjudicating upon many issues,
Yes.
on including the status of Article 370,
370.
Article 367.
Yes.
They made some observations,
Yes, sir.
and can, all the details of it. Somebody may ask you these kind of. So everything, current and static, taken together, revise everything thoroughly,
Okay, sir.
to say the least. Use your agency, you will be able to plot everything on a thing and keep abreast of everything.
Sure,
And in your case, we don't anticipate a situation that the discussion will lead into a direction of a strident discussion or argument or anything. But you never know, sometimes some members throw a gauntlet in front of you and just to test you, to draw you into some kind of an argument, to see whether you are an argumentative kind of a person. The strategy should be this far and no further, no arguments.
Okay.
No argument with the panelist, no stridency. Any issue, some questions may be involving certain issues on which your personal opinion may be, some you may be holding. Everybody holds personal opinions
Yes,
on
sir, they
issues.
do. Yes, sir.
But it take a 360 view of everything. The other opinions will also be existing on the same issue. All the opinions can be mentioned together, and the merits or demerits, or shall we say, all aspects of both the opinions or multiple opinions can be expressed, examined and expressed. And then some opinions, a final decision may not be possible. For instance, same-sex marriage, even court has said that let parliament take a call on it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So for that, the wheel is still in spin. Wheel has not stopped.
Yes.
A final view has not emerged because there will be a lot of sociological, economic and legal implications of this issue, which are yet to unravel and come forth. So as of now, these are the issues which were raised by the petitioners, and this was the response. And the finality is yet to be achieved, and a final view, it would be over. Better to wait for the parliamentary
Parliament's
opinion,
yes.
which is representative of the public opinion. After
Yes.
all, legislation has to be in consonance with the public morality and conscience.
Yes.
At the same time, legislation, social legislation must remain a step ahead of the public morality, the public opinion. Public opinion may say that Sati Pratha should have continued,
Yes. Yes.
but the social legislation has to
Has to be it.
go against that public opinion and take what is necessary. Okay?
Definitely.
Would you like to ask us anything?
So, how was my articulation part actually?
It was excellent. Very good. You were measured, you were to the point. At times, some questions require a little bit more elaboration, which was there.
Yes.
But confine yourself to the scope of the question. What is being asked? If you analyze it carefully, listen instead of hearing, and introduction, main body, conclusion format is also a very workable format. In case you blank out or some kind of a thing, resort to this. Instead of, if you don't know an answer, there is no problem. You can honestly confess that I had read about it, if you had, but I am at this moment unable to recall.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Anything else?
Sir, one more thing.
Yes.
I was asked about certain religious issues. So, how did I handle it?
You handled it very well. You handled it very well. And you're fine, sir.
I think you did extremely well on those parts. That brings out certain parts of your
Absolutely.
traits which photocopy type of answers won't bring it. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did very well.
UPSC is looking for, after all, that is our core value. We have
Yes,
to look at everything in a dispassionate manner and accept whatever is. So that's you come out very well. There can be many, there may be anticipate a question on uniform civil code also.
Yes, sir.
Prepared well. Because the argument, immediately it will be thrown in your face that if you can have a common civil law, a criminal law, why can't you have a common civil law? Very ubiquitous question. So it has its common this thing, and a lot of things get rationalized, and like we have Special Marriage Act.
Yes.
Earlier, a lot of things were not possible, but law is dynamic. As the times changed, and if the citizens wanted, and public opinion is being expressed and it is being endorsed, it can definitely be, you understand, you are the best judge. You will be able to, express your views on it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Definitely.
Anything else?
No, sir, that's it.
All the best to you.
Thank you. Sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.